So when a company has more than 10 employees, then at that time they need a project manager. And when a company wants to retain their clients, so a company has many clients. So when they want to retain their clients, they need to have project manager. Because there might be small customers, there might be big customers, the project may differ. So if a project manager is there, he knows how to handle, how to talk to the customers. So they can retain the customers. So a project manager is needed when there is more than 10 employees and when they want to retain the clients. Retaining the client. Yes. Okay. So if I am giving a project to you, then I am the client. Okay. So if you want to retain me, the project manager will come and talk with me in order to retain my project or to give my next project only to you. Otherwise, if I am not being convinced by the project manager, I may give my project to another person. So one of the important benefit or why we need a project manager is project manager should be there in order to convince the big customers, big clients, in order to retain. So these are like why we need a project manager. How do we measure the success of a project? How do we measure the success of a project? How do we measure the success of the project? First point is we have to review the scope of the project. We have to see what is the scope of the project. Whether the scope is aligning to the market goals and objectives, whether it is aligning to the market demands. We have to review the scope of the project. After reviewing the scope of the project, then we have to analyze the budget. So if a project is 100 million, but the company is not able to pay, then it is not like needed. So we have to analyze whether the budget is good or not, whether the budget can be satisfied by the customers or not. So if we have to analyze and see whether we can meet out the budget or not, whether the budget will be a successful one or not. So we have to analyze the budget. The third one is we have to review the client satisfaction. We have to review whether the customers are satisfied. Whether the customers are satisfied with our project or not. We have to review the customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is very important. If we finish a project and give, but if the customers are not satisfied, then they will not give us the next project. So we have to review whether the customers are satisfied or not. And the last measurement is we have to review whether there is any internal growth. Whether there is any internal growth. Because a project can be completed with the team members. So there might be 5 or 10 team members involved in order to complete a project. So we have to review whether the members involved in that project, whether they have any growth, like promotions, or whether they have any motivations. So whether they have any internal growth for the team members or not. This should all be measured. So these are the ways in which we can measure. First we have to review the scope of the project. Then after reviewing, we have to evaluate the project budget. Then client satisfaction. And the last one is growth, internal growth. We have to analyze whether the team members has the internal growth or not. So this is about project management.
How about those of
Sorry?
how about those of KPIs, key performance indicators?
How about those key performance indicator means?
Indicators, yeah. I noticed to evaluate the project performance.
Okay, when you are measuring the project performance, you will be measuring based on the project output. Okay, so if you are measuring the project output means in the project already the what are all the key performance you are expected to do, it will be there. Based on that only you will be getting the output. So the key performance indicators, what are all your roles, responsibilities, what are all the expected thing from the project managers, everything will be there. Are you clear?
Yeah.
No, I think you are not.
I'm free.
Okay, so we will see. You want me to tell the product designer. We will go to the production. Clear the project management, or else let me tell you the areas of concentration before going to the next event. Because next week also we have class now. We will first see the area of concentration. Sorry?
On analyzing the budget.
Okay, so in a project, we have to analyze the budget, which is very important because the company's total investment net value is only maybe 100 million. But if I am giving a project of 200 million means, you should analyze whether the company can repay you or not. Whether the company will meet out the budget or not. So we have to analyze what are all the income expenses and what are all the expectations from that project. Only with analyzing the budget you can know how far you are going to have a project successful or not. How far you are going to have the profits. Okay. Productivity. Define productivity. Define productivity. Why productivity is important in workplace? In workplace. Why productivity is important in workplace? Types of productivity. The role of productivity in operations management. Role of productivity in operations management. Explain the link between productivity and operations management. Explain the link between productivity and operations management. Define strategic management.
Link between
Productivity and production.
link between operations management and productivity. Then role of strategic management in global. Role of strategic management in global environment. Role of strategic management in global environment.
Global environment. I really also didn't understand. There were 2 points
Which one?
on the strategies from environment.
Okay, wait, then we will see next time. First we will finish this up. Then challenges. What are the challenges faced by challenges in project management?
Testify.
Project management. Challenges in project management. How do you know if a project is successful or not? How do we know if a project is successful or not? Who needs a project manager? Who needs a project manager? Who needs a project manager? Define product design. Define product design. Explain the features of product design. Why product design is important? Stages of product design. Stages of product design. Characteristics, elements of product design. Characteristics, elements of product design. Characteristics and elements of product design.
Madam, usually the question is gonna take very much.
I have split it, okay? Maybe 5 marks, 10 marks, but total 20 marks. You may have in one question A, B, C. You are asking about the,
Global strategies.
okay, what are the global strategies?
The first one was clear. The second one was said to provide international leadership. And the third one was technical experts.
Technical, okay. So, like global strategies, one of the importance is we need a technical assistance or technical expert from all over the globe. So, sometimes Malawi, in order to have a technical expert, they might lack. Maybe UK or US, they might have that technical support in order to support. Sometimes UK or US they might lack, but the other country may have the technical support. So, global strategy means we are strategizing globally. So, if one country doesn't have that facility, we can get it from the other countries. That is the technical support.
So if those are the objectives, so what your strategy that you use?
What were the strategies?
Resource allocation,
Resource allocation,
conflicts and advantages, scope of operation,
operations,
and
competitive advantage,
and
synergy. Don't restrict your answers. Okay? So if maybe global strategies are asked, write first the meaning of what is a global strategies, then go to the strategies. If a product design is asked, first write the meaning of product design, then go to the what is expected. Don't leave any questions. Okay? Just try to answer all the questions. Put your answer numbers, question number maybe 1, 2, 3, put it. So this process, product design, we have already seen in operations management also. But again, you need to just wrap up here and there. So what is a product design? What is a product design? So a product, if you see a product, maybe this duster, it has a design. If you see this marker, it has a design. It is a product which has a design. It is a process of product design means it is a process of imagining. It is a process of imagining, creating, that solve user problem. That solves user problem in a given market. So if Malawi market has a problem, maybe we don't have a air conditioning machine means we are going to design that product in order to meet the end user. That is known as product design. We will be designing the product based on the end user. It is a process of imagining and creating in order to solve end user problems. So end user means the customers. So a product will be designed, imagined in order to solve the customer's problem. So why product design is important? So as we saw in the definition itself, the first importance is it satisfies the customers. Customer satisfaction is very important. Customer satisfaction. Second one is it maximizes the value for the customer. So we are creating a product only to meet the customer satisfaction. So it creates a value for the customer. It helps to maximize the value for the customer. That is the second importance. And the third importance is it helps to minimize the cost. Since you know what is the expectation of the customer, you know what is the customer needs are, you may not produce the product which is not necessary for the customer. So it helps you to minimize the cost and time also. These are the importance of product design. Why do we need product design? Need for a product design. design, it acts as a very critical factor and as an important factor. Product design is a critical and an important factor in every organization. Without the product design, they cannot produce a product. Even if you want to produce this pen, there should be some design. Even if you want to produce these shoes, there should be some design. So without a product design, the organization cannot run. It acts as a very critical part. So we need a product design in order to satisfy the customers. In order to satisfy the customers. When they produce goods and services which the customer needs, then they will be automatically satisfied. Features of a product design. Features. Features of a product design. Utility, reliability, usability and perishability. So the product which is designed should be used by the end user. If I produce this marker and if it is not used by the end user means, then it is a wastage. So the utility, it is the foundation for the product design. So we design a product only for the usage of the product. That is the first feature. We have to use the product. Then it should be reliable. It should be reliable. Second point is reliability. It should be consistent in its performance. So the performance of the product should be consistent. If I use this marker and if it uses only for one time, then it doesn't solve the end user. So it should be reliable for usage. When you are going if you are buying maybe a bag and if it is used only for 1 month, then it is not reliable. We cannot use that product for a longer period of time. That is the second feature. Then usability. It should be used. It should be used by the customer. And the fourth one is perishability.
Usability and utility, what's the difference?
Okay, utility is like what we can see. It is the base. Okay, only for the usage purpose you are designing the product. And usability is how far it is being used by the customer. Designing a product is different and usability is different. Perishability should also last for a longer period of time. If you are buying a mobile or a computer and if it does not perform well, then it is not perishable. Perishable. So these are the features. It should be utility, it should be reliable, it should be usable and perishable also. We will continue with this next class. Okay? The stages and maybe that's all right. You also see with the operations management notes, design of product design. So let me send you the notes for both project. Next week when you are coming, just see the questions which I gave you and the lecture notes which I am sending, and if you have doubts, note it down and come.
I think none of them go grade. None of them go grade group, you know.
What's the legal restriction?
I think you're changing the Sana Mubanga.
Stop there.
Who were you?
You know,